Hello everyone, good evening. I'm Sami Wasilwa, host Main Plug TV, together with my brother here.
It's true, Brian Mafla.
So today we are privileged to host very young, intelligent men in the house, and I want to just them to mention their names before we continue. We start from that side as we come like this.
Thank you, Brother Sam. I'm Kevin Molele, a young man who's ready to die empty when the right time comes. Thank you for this.
Thank you, Brother Sami, call me Larry, the son of Mongare.
Here now.
Scholar Evans.
Good evening. Call me Obonyo Cliff. If you like the rock, the real fighter.
Kabisa. How is life in Ronco after those elections? I've seen you've gone down the water bwana.
I'm not underwater, but I want to say that always, once a leader, always a leader. Once a fighter, will always remain to be a fighter. I'm not underwater, and I'll continue making people be the people they are today. I'll try my level best to make sure that they are in the right direction. I'm not underwater, and I want to say that I'm still strong.
You're still strong.
I'm still strong,
And I like the spirit. So today, my guests, I want us to just go through what I wanted to discuss today. So our viewers, today we are discussing about the state of the nation, and when we talk about the state of the nation, we basically look at how Kenya is running. Let us look at politically, economically, socially, and sometimes we also look at how we can cope with challenges facing most of the Kenyan people. So today, my brothers, my guests, I want to start from that side. That mumeona Kenya, you've seen Kenya. We've been having those political endorsements. We've been having different political alliances, and during this time, coming 2022, we might expect to have Raila Odinga on the ballot. We might expect to have Ruto, William Samoei Ruto, is the deputy president, and we've seen the wave is going somewhere. Is going. We don't see, and we are not sure who is going to be the president of Kenya. So, basing on our statistics, or basing on your statistics and your opinions, I want us to give us our opinions on the trend on how Mount Kenya will vote and how Mount Kenya is going to endorse these two leaders concerning let us look at Raila, majorly Raila and Ruto. You know, wanasema Kenya farasi ni wawili bwana, tusidanganyane. Farasi ni wawili na ni Raila na Ruto. Sasa nataka tutoe maoni yetu. Kulingana na maoni yenu, yupi mnaona Mount Kenya will endorse as the candidate coming 2022, starting with Olele?
Thank you, Brother Sam. Before I talk about endorsement, I heard you talking about expectation.
Yes.
Most of the times in our country, we always talk about outcome instead of expectation. You know, when you talk about expectation, it means that you are not sure what we are talking about. But it's fine if we have the outcome. Coming to endorsement, I think the first thing we need to understand the word endorsement. If you understand the word endorsement, then you can able to do everything about the politics, economics, and everything. So coming to Mount Kenya and endorsement and everything about Raila and Ruto. So far, the Raila Amolo Odinga personally has not maybe declared that he go for presidency, but maybe the supporters are saying that yes, Raila is the man. But personally has not maybe mentioned something about presidency. About William Ruto, our deputy president. You can see you have some fundraising in various places, some tours in Mount Kenya, the likes of Meru and other parts. So there's a lot of things that people will be expecting. Coming to about who is maybe will be featured most in Mount Kenya, at least we need to measure some factors that we need to consider. Because when you talk about endorsement, there are a lot of things that we need to consider. Because in endorsement, maybe there are lessons that we need to learn. There are factors. Apart from factors, there are also the effects and also the considerations. For example, about Ruto and Raila, when you talk about maybe who will major in Mount Kenya, let's talk about some three things. Number one, let me just call them lessons. There's something we call a lesson that we need to measure in. when we are talking about endorsement. Just for a brief, I can tell you about maybe the US. I know well you know about Barack Obama, and you are familiarized with Oprah Winfrey. In 2008, Oprah Winfrey, when he introduced Barack Obama, endorsed Barack Obama in the several places. And when you come and you talk about Joe Biden and the Jimmy Sackley, the time when they were being endorsed for various positions, I think there are factors that maybe supporters are looking for. Sometimes maybe supporters are very stranded on whom to vote. There's something called policy over party and the party over policy. Maybe supporters will look at how this person. Maybe for example, let's talk about Oprah Winfrey and Barack Obama. When we know Oprah Winfrey is a good philosopher. And when a philosopher introduces to supporters or people, there is something that people learn, and there is something that people gain. They see that this person has some principles. So if this person is a good principled person and is introducing to us another person, it means that maybe this person will translate the principles to another level.
Lots of the same feathers.
Okay.
Lots of the same feathers.
Yeah, something like
Okay. Okay. Obonyo,
Yes.
what's your opinion on the Mount Kenya region endorsement?
As we speak, the Mount Kenya region guys, they don't have a specific person that they can support. And right now they don't have any alternative but to support the truth. So as we speak, we know that Ruto has entered into that place with a lot of force. Raila is doing the same. But what these people will check on, who will benefit the people that are coming from that place? Among the two, who will, if we elect Raila, what will it bring to our people? And if we elect Ruto, what will it bring to the Mount Kenya region? So as we speak, I don't think I can say it is Raila or Ruto, but as time goes by, we'll know who is who when the right time comes. Because
You know, there is this fact that sometimes they say when Uhuru Kenyatta talks, some of Mount Kenya will listen. So I was just thinking about this fact that will Uhuru play a major role in the Mount Kenya people supporting someone whom Uhuru will endorse?
that is an automatic yes, because we all know that once a politician, you'll always be a politician. And once that time, when that time comes, he has to make a stand, and he has to stand with one person.
But publicly you have seen Uhuru crushing Ruto, and you can now not say boldly that
The reason that's why I'm
is
saying that
supporting
we are still not so sure about Uhuru is because they have made a deal with Ruto, and you know that this deal they have to carry it on. Raila, on the other hand, they had also made some deals. So as we speak, I can't say that Uhuru will take side on this other side, but we have to check on which side that the voters, the Mount Kenya region, if they vote Raila, what are the benefits? If they vote in Ruto, what are the benefits that they will get? So as we speak, I can't say that it is Raila or Ruto, but we have to wait until that time when they shall have known that this guy is the best for us.
But to hold it there, what you are sorry, you know, we have had these leaders when they are already there, or I can call them aspirants, as they say. Some of them, like the Deputy President William Ruto, has already declared Mount Kenya his stronghold. So, does it mean that according to how things are happening, they can tell him that it is indeed Mount Kenya is now a stronghold for his political rallies or in the coming general election?
Ruto can't say that Mount Kenya region is stronghold because that is the homeland of Uhuru. And Uhuru has not made a decision on who to support. And the people of Mount Kenya strongly believe on Ruto, on Uhuru, more than any other person.
But let me correct you. It was the other day I was reading a newspaper or an article. there is this person called Wanjiki. He was complaining over this man that he has already declared Mount Kenya as his stronghold, but yet they are not in good terms with the president. Yes, everyone knows that. But now you are talking of, President Uhuru may be likely to endorse the former Prime Minister Raila Odinga for the coming general election. But as for now, that man, the Daily Nation was quoting that person saying that from the look of things, many Kenyans have lost hope in the government of President Uhuru, and I term that as a thing that maybe the endorsement of Uhuru for Raila to contest for the president, I don't see that it will add value. Maybe
I've not said that Uhuru will support Raila or Ruto, but then the only thing that I've said is that the Mount Kenya region, the people from Mount Kenya region, we look on who will bring a lot home.
You see,
If you compare Ruto and Raila,
yeah.
who will support us? Who will work for the people, according to whatever we want as voters? And that is what
your opinion is.
my opinion is.
Scholar himself, give us your opinion.
You want us to look at it this way. Discussing who Mount Kenya will support does not bring much on the table. They can support Uhuru, they can support Raila, so what's that? They can support Ruto, so what's that? What we should be talking about is the nature of endorsement. So this is how I categorize that endorsement. We have a lot of fools in this country. Most of us does not have that intellectual anathema to make proper decisions. So maybe, and Mount Kenya cannot endorse Raila or Ruto. It's the elites in Mount Kenya. So we've been grouped. So we have something that is called grouping. And I don't like talking about this because we've been grouped ethnically, because of the language that we're speaking. So you are trying to sugarcoat that Mount Kenya thing. They are Kikuyu speaking people who has a certain culture, that geographical location put them in a given place. So we are trying to judge these people basically because they are number one in terms of population according to census. And all of them cannot endorse one person. Different people can have their different view. But after grouping people, each and every group must have their leader. And Uhuru Kenyatta happens to be their leader. So whoever Uhuru Kenyatta will endorse, that will be, and their elders obviously, that will be the candidate that Mount Kenya will be endorsing. But now this is how you look at that thing. You look at it that, which criteria is Uhuru Kenyatta going to endorse now, either Raila or Ruto? For his own interest, or he's making a decision after knowing the two very well that this means well for the country and this cannot. So he can vote for Raila, he can endorse Raila, knowing very well that maybe Ruto is dangerous for this country. Let's go with this gentleman for the betterment. Or can vote Ruto that, he can endorse Ruto that this gentleman is hardworking and is still young and perhaps can help the people.
I had only one question, Mr. Scholar, that you've seen Ruto, the Deputy President William Ruto, as some of the very vibrant spokesmen from that Mount Kenya region, talking of Kimani Ichung'wah, this Kiampuan, talking of Moses Kuria. I think he was once his member, talking of some of the MPs, very vibrant MPs from Mount Kenya. Can you see that these people may also have some effect when it comes to some of the endorsement? Will it affect the endorsement that maybe Uhuru will have to tell Mount Kenya to follow?
It cannot. Did Rafael Tuju bring the Luo votes the other time in election? And Rafael Tuju is an intellectual and a great performer, but we forgot that. If it reaches the 11th hour, every chicken must play in their homestead. It's a bad thing actually, but it is happening. And so they cannot do anything.
You know, sometimes you say there are no permanent enemies in politics. We can say this. We can say that Uhuru will endorse someone else, but at long last, he says he comes with his own person. You know, we can go back in history. We can say that we look at history some things back. It was Moi who brought Uhuru into politics.
Yes, sure.
And we cannot deny the fact that Uhuru can stand and say he's supporting Gideon Moi. That's the fact. We cannot say that he can tomorrow stand and say I'm supporting Gideon Moi. Will you see that on the side of Raila Amolo Odinga? Will it affect Raila Amolo Odinga positively or negatively?
I want you to look at Uhuru Kenyatta as the following things. Chief of the armed forces. This guy is giving security. Like someone who gives you a lot of money to campaign for, and someone with a huge number of followers who believes in him and loves him. So he can keep quiet, but just throw a few things, and it will affect whoever president supports in African elections has got high chances of winning, because to some extent that Uhuru Kenyatta is the IBC.
Yes.
That Uhuru Kenyatta has money to fund, and that Uhuru Kenyatta has
The
any
deep state is also
But,
somewhere.
but you know, when you look at it in that perspective, and then I can say it is like you want to, maybe you are looking at the government as the control of everything in the
And
country.
that's the fact. You
And
cannot
of
deny
course,
that.
when we look at IEBC, it is an independent body.
by name.
So,
By
name, yes, I agree. But remember, your life made as we are now, citizens are out there are watching. So, are you encouraging citizens to vote or what? Because as we are talking now, there's ongoing mass voter registration, and we are reporting very low numbers, as you know. So, they all bear in mind that we are registering ahead of the general election, and we trust IEBC to run the election. So, just a point of correction, don't bring that point out, because you will be, I can say, starting the minds of the
So that we cover it and perpetuate
We
that.
cannot. So, Victor,
Yes, sir.
can you bring out your opinion touching on the issue?
Endorsement
on Kenya. Yeah.
20%. Allow me basically to talk about some different issues. These good friends of mine have already spoken something called something great. Normally, let me talk about endorsement. Normally, endorsement acts as a mental shortcut to help voters make a decision on who to vote and which position to hold. That is normally what endorsement does. And before we talk about who is Uhuru Kenyatta endorsing and maybe who has got higher probability of winning the Mount Kenya region and something that's tough, let us feed, because there is a channel, let us feed the consumers with what they are supposed to hear, not what is happening currently. So let us talk about the role of endorsement in politics. That is my thought. Let us talk about the role of endorsement in politics. And that is the only thing that we can talk about. Before you endorse a person, you obviously think that this is the best person to hold a certain position. That is exactly when you talk about endorsement. Is it? Then we have to look at what are some of the facts, what are some of the values that this person has been believing in. What are some of, what has he been supporting? That's the first thing that we need to come out. What does Uhuru Kenyatta stand for when he's endorsing Raila Amolo Odinga? Is he endorsing Raila Amolo Odinga basically because of his own individual interest? Is he endorsing Raila Amolo Odinga basically because he wants the dynasty narrative to continue perpetuating each and every time that...
Talking of dynasty.
Yeah,
we have dynasty.
it's fine. I'm trying to look at why is he endorsing Raila Amolo Odinga. And basically has been working with the Ruto for almost this is the 8th year. Why didn't he endorse Ruto? Those are some of the questions that we need to bring on the table. Why did he choose to endorse Raila Amolo Odinga? And I'm not saying that he has really endorsed him, but there is a high possibility as things are looking at that Uhuru Kenyatta is going to endorse Raila Amolo Odinga. But even if he endorses Raila Amolo Odinga, then if you're talking about Uhuru Kenyatta is the kingpin from Mount Kenya. In each, we have been grouped in groups, in ethnical groups. When we talk about lowland, they normally listen to Raila Amolo Odinga more than any other individual lowland. If you talk about maybe comparison, maybe they normally listen to some other people, a good number of them. Are you getting that? So if Uhuru Kenyatta comes out publicly and says that I'm supporting Raila Amolo Odinga, then absolutely a greater majority will be supporting Raila Amolo Odinga. We are not saying that it is 98% of those people in Mount Kenya region that shall be supporting Raila Amolo Odinga, but at least a greater percentage, a greater majority will be supporting Raila Amolo Odinga. When he endorses him, then it doesn't mean that Ruto will get 0 votes from Mount Kenya region. Then it means still, basically because working relationship that has been happening, the kind of the working relationship that Ruto has been having in the Mount Kenya region, he has built some trust in those people.
as you continue,
Yeah.
will you see that this endorsement will work? Because now you've seen Kenyans are now they are now brave. Some of them they have now started saying that we are going to vote on the basis of ideas. We are not going to vote
Yeah.
for somebody because of his where he comes from. You see, Raila is from Lowland.
Yeah, sure.
Ruto is from Rift Valley. He's been in the post and he's been received very overwhelmingly by the supporters from Coast Province. We've seen him at Mount Kenya. Has been received very well with the Mount Kenya people. We've seen him coming to Western, has been received very well. So can you see that this idea of saying endorsement will it work? Basing on that, most of the Kenyans have said they are now going to vote basing on ideas.
And also putting in consideration these economic hardships citizens are going through.
Let me start from why my good friend left,
Yeah.
Mr. Raila. He said that endorsement has been there. If you look at the kind of literature that we have like in Kenya, comparing the kind of literature that is in the United States of America, I think you can absolutely agree with me. In the United States of America, we've got a higher number of electors as compared to our nation. Is that right? Am I wrong?
That's true.
Isn't it?
That's
But the
true.
same
I
people
agree with
were
you.
able to be influenced and to vote in a certain direction. So these people who are these big fish in politics, they normally have got a way of influencing people to vote in a certain direction. If Uhuru Kenyatta stands today, he has got followers. When we are talking about followers, we know what we're talking about his followers. If Raila Odinga, for example, goes to his strongholds today and supports one of his candidates, high chances are that candidate will basically take that position, basically because of the influence of Raila Odinga. There is what we call party loyalty. There are people who are loyal to Raila Odinga. Those are the people who will ever do anything to make Raila Odinga happy, and it is not going to be achieved any soon. In fact, it is generation after generation. That is the time we're going to do that. But as we are speaking right now, Raila Odinga, Ruto, and Uhuru Kenyatta, whoever they endorse, they have got a great impact on that person.
Mr. Olele.
Can I talk before maybe you ask another
Yes.
question
I
on
will-
what brother here
yeah,
about
yes.
it? He was talking about that maybe Mr. Our president will have their large masses in Mount Kenya. But before he spoke, before the earlier time, he said that maybe there are various types of endorsement. Let me talk about celebrity endorsement. Celebrity endorsement, let's talk about maybe one of the senior councillors in government endorses maybe one of the other people who's interested in maybe a particular seat. So if you say that maybe Uhuru has a large mass in Mount Kenya, so many people listen to him, I think I'll contradict you because in our modern times, in our modern world, majority of the young adults listen to one of their ages other than one of the people's in the other parties.
Yes.
For example, my brother here, if he wants to consult something, the first person will consult somebody who's your bracket, not your lecturer, not your father, not your father. So the first thing you consult somebody of your age.
Yeah.
Before that, that's why I talked about policy over party. Party over policy. What are the people saying? What are the people the first days of consultation? You see that? So the issue about Uhuru Kenyatta having a lot of followers in Mount Kenya, I don't see it making sense because we are now moving in a stranger where maybe people are trying to do something different.
Yes,
They're trying to
talking
do that.
about
Maybe
that
sometimes leaders need to check on it.
Talking about
I've seen
that
several tours in our president has made in Mount Kenya. How many people have attended the tours? You can see how many routers made the tour in Mount Kenya. You can see the numbers. I don't say the numbers is the key, but you can just see from the population of what people have been displaying. I think that's the point.
And scholar,
Just one
yes.
example. My brother said that President Uhuru Kenyatta will have got some impact on the person that he will support. Like for instance, as we speak in our current generation, most of us are learned, but the learned people usually don't participate in elections as compared to those people who are not learned. And that one tells you that whatever Uhuru will say about the endorsement will have a greater impact on the person he will support. For instance, when we say that today, let's say Uhuru supports Ruto, automatically Ruto will have a greater percentage as compared to Raila. And if he says that today let me support Raila, Raila will have a greater percentage of the voters from the Mount Kenya region.
I think that's what we call assumptions. It's not reality. That's what we call assumptions because we don't go with the assumptions.
Yes.
Let me say something. You know, my friend Raila is talking about Seri community. I would have really liked if it used to exist. That's what
Can you just interrupt your
Yes.
point of concern?
So the following are the observations that I've made. You don't take Uhuru Kenyatta or any move and shake of a society as an individual.
Yes.
He who feeds you controls you. That's a fact. So you look at this individual in accordance to the number of people that he has given opportunities to work or get employment. So a number of people he has appointed. And if you look at Mount Kenya region, we have people like James Mwangi that owns Equity and different cartels. These people have employed a number of people. And these people are listening to Uhuru Kenyatta because Uhuru Kenyatta has supported a number of people in that region, and those people have also supported other people. So it's a chain, it's a hierarchical chain of support, and this support directly translates to foods. And whoever feeds you has a control over you.
Yes.
And you said, that's my good friend, but this is how you should look at these things. If you are consulting someone, you should consult with consideration of the best answer from that person. So consulting a youth necessarily does not mean that he will give you the best answer.
It's not really, but there's something called the fear of upper hand. So, for example, there's a stage I need to make before maybe I need another step. I think so.
But that stage should be questioned because you should be interested much in the outcome. So you should overcome your fears and try to look at the best source that can direct you. So people have something that we call power phobia. And that power phobia is when Atwoli turns in JKL and every person must go there, what is he saying in particular. But we have a number of youths who are speaking and people are not taking that with a lot of
including us, we are speaking.
And I don't really take our
Talking of endorsements,
Endorsement.
we should not leave alone, leave out this thing we call the ideas. You know, some back in the days, Kenyans have been voting based on saying we say that of endorsements. They are voting based on some regional ideas, regional parties. But now let us look at this fact of ideas. You know, so now we've come at a time where we are looking at dynasty and hustlers dynasty. So I want to get your opinions about this idea. Are you saying these leaders are now coming to the grassroots, whereby they are now concerned with the welfare of the people, or they are concerned with the getting into position in order to serve their people, their interests? Mr. Ole.
Okay. There's one of the greatest men in America said that in our political world, if you create a good lie in politics, it becomes a political strategy. Anyway, I'm not basing on something else, but I'm trying to bring a point. I think we're talking about bottom-up economy,
Azimio la
vijana, hustler narrative. We're talking about the foreign, so many things. I think let me start with the bottom-up economy. The bottom-up economy was brought by maybe our deputy president, William Ruto. And maybe so many people have not got the chance to understand what is bottom-up economy. You know, the things I like to talk about, before I explain something, at least I need to understand what is it first. Before I cannot come here to still explain the disadvantages of something, advantages of something, and merits of something, but I don't understand what am I talking about. For example, bottom-up economy. Maybe so many people just permit the word bottom-up. Just permit the word hustle and narrative. Just permit the word maybe BBI. I'm sorry if you but maybe you need to have a chance to understand it. Maybe in a rare case, I think just explain it this way, that maybe according to understand bottom-up economy, maybe trying to bring out what is from using what is maybe at other times was not required. For example, using like mining minerals, using the maybe the resources that maybe at first was not much utilized in our process. So I think the idea is not bad. The idea is good. The idea, if it is good, I think it at one point, if someone comes up with the idea, it will not benefit everybody, but at least there's a number of people who will benefit from the idea. For example, there are some people who maybe never made it, like maybe good it in life. Let's say about education. because and there's a good number which manage in education. So they have their degrees, they have their masters, they have their PhDs and everything. And maybe they never qualify to do something great in the future life. But maybe there are some people in our society, maybe they never managed due to some other reasons, maybe of fees and everything, background, so many things like that. But let's talk about William Ruto. William Ruto is a proverbial crocodile who has his strength in water. Don't get what me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Just understand the phrase.
Yes.
You know, a crocodile who's in water has a lot of strength. You understand that? And when a person comes out of water, when a crocodile comes out of water, at least you need to know some disadvantages and worries that you see. Bottom up economy, hustler nation, hustler narrative is a good idea. It will benefit some other groups, as I said earlier. But we need to gauge it and understand that we need to be careful about it. Will it in the future? Can we just see that maybe it's just a strategy to attract some few individuals? Is it a strategy to help us in the future generation? Is it a strategy to move our country better in the way we talk about 2030 vision? There's a lot of questions that I ask myself about that. I cannot say that maybe it's a good idea all Kenyans should follow. I cannot say that maybe it's a bad idea all Kenyans should discourage. But there's a lot of questions. We need to question. You know, if you first question the idea, and we should have a lot of questions, we need to examine ourselves. You see, if we examine ourselves, I think we have an idea of what we are talking about. If we examine what kind of things that will help us in the future, you as a person, at least you help us.
But suppose the deputy president manages to
clinch the
state house, as we see. Do you think this bottom-up economy is going to work, considering our economy?
Will it work?
Averagely, I say it will work because I know there is a good number of people who will